bibimbap is a genius concept because you're actually getting all your food groups in one bowl. So I think Global Fresh at American University is really innovative. I think it's a perfect fit for what my concept is in terms of healthy food and well-being, which is a central concept around Korean food. I do it a little under because it's going to cook again in the pan. Korean food, to me, it provides a sense of security. It's medicine for my soul. My passion for Korean food stemmed from being reunited with my birth mother. I was adopted at 3 from Korea and found my birth mother at 19 in New York. The first thing she did when I met her was to whisk me to her house, and she had prepared all the foods I loved as a baby. This flood of memories came back for me, and it was like my one true connection, and just like it was always in me to love this food. Okay, David, so we're gonna be making one of my favorite foods, which is pancakes.
Mine too.
Yes. I started this bibimbap concept last year, and I was fortunate enough to meet David Light, and he just really got the food. He was excited about it. I love the fact that they're making such an effort to maintain an authenticity about the different foods that they're bringing in and the different cultures that are represented through this food. All the efforts they're making in terms of trying to bring all this is exactly where everything needs to go. College is such a focal point in your life of learning, and you really kind of open up your eyes more, and you learn more. And I think tying the food in to this point in their lives when they're gaining this education is a smart way to go. Food and culture kind of go hand in hand. I mean, you can't know one without the other. All right, so farro reminds me a lot of barley, which was traditionally what was used in bibimbap. Farmers used to, have barley in the fields when they were finished working, and then they'd grab a little bit of this, a little bit of that out of the fields and just mix it up. Nowadays, college students have such a plethora of different options now, and I love the fact that American is so conscientious about bringing in authentic food. And I think if you do food, especially on a more global scale, and you keep it traditional and authentic, you end up with a menu that's really going to be quite healthy. I've always said this about Korean food. It's something you have to learn. You have to learn how to eat it. I mean, there's a reason for everything. There's balance. Korean food is about whatever you have available to you, whatever grows in your region. All the components of this dish are definitely brought together by the use of sesame oil in the seasoning process for each individual item. I mean, it's a repetitive use of the same seasonings, but in different ways for different vegetables or proteins. I think what's really consistent throughout this whole dish is sesame oil, which is really good for you and easy to digest. So it brings that kind of earthy taste to the food. I love it. It's just, it reminds me of home. Koreans eat bibimbap, and that's just something, every Korean knows that, and every Korean could have that at any point. I think if you eat Korean food the way it's supposed to be prepared and eaten and with traditional ingredients, you're gonna love it even more.